Outrage is growing over the fatal shooting of Alex Pretty by a federal agent in Minneapolis. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said Pretty was brandishing a gun, but video from the scene shows Pretty on the ground, the gun removed from his waistband, and then an officer firing on him as he lay down. Video evidence so far shows he never drew or even reached for his weapon. The Trump administration declared almost immediately the shooting was justified, but Minnesota law enforcement says they've been shut out of the investigation. Trust has broken down so badly between state and federal officials that Minnesota officials have been granted a restraining order banning federal authorities from destroying or altering evidence related to the shooting. They will move to extend that today and also try to convince a judge to halt the deployment of federal agents into the state. In a new interview, President Trump says his administration is now reviewing everything related to Pretty's shooting and suggests he's open to withdrawing immigration officials from Minnesota, saying at some point we'll leave a different group of people there for the financial fraud. Trump has pointed to an alleged welfare fraud scandal in the state as a rationale for ramping up immigration enforcement.
Alright, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Alright, and this video is entitled Ice Unalives Another Person. You know, Jacob's trouble is heating up. Alright, okay, and as you see this year, okay, 2026, you know, the year of apostasy, agent sellouts, and the year of Jacob's trouble, you know, as the apostles named it, you know, okay, is heating up. You know, another person is unalive by one of those ICE agents, you know, and now it's causing uproars, you know, outrage, more protests, okay, and this is what they want. They want to bring this chaos, to bring their the martial law. All right, you see the Trump, he was threatening with the Insurrection Act. That's what he want to really bring, but he trying to use some excuse, you know, to bring that, to enact the Insurrection Act, which basically, you know, just like acting, you know, martial law. All right, and that's what they want, okay, and this is all the signs of the end. All right, as you see here, the Lord speak about those things, you know, uproars of the people in the world, okay, you know. So let's get a precept here. Slakia and Apocrypha. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, and I'll start verse 1. It says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And we measuring the time diligently. All right, you know how we measure the times through the prophecies. All right, that's how we know that we closer to the end. All right, in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah, soon Yahushua is coming back, you know, with the chariots to save his elect. All right, we in that time. Verse 3, it says, Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, all right, which we are seeing now, a lot of protests with ice and whatnot, causing chaos. Okay, that's uproars of the people in the world. You know, it's prophecy happening there. All right, verse 4, Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right. The Lord speak of those things. The prophets of old, okay, have been prophesying that these things would come. Okay, and now it's happening in our time, in these latter days, the end times. All right. the prophets speak about those things. Ezra's, okay, the Lord showed him these things. Okay, John the Revelator, Daniel, okay, the Lord showed them these prophecies and all these things, and now it's coming to pass. Alright, verse 5 it says, "For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest." Alright, this is the end here. We are in the end, the latter days. We are in the last leg of Esau Edom's kingdom. Okay, this is the we are in the end of Esau's eon, his age. Okay, so all these things are sedition among men. Okay, and this is what they want to cause. All right, let's get that precept. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. Outside verse 14, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. The sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." That's what we see in here. Okay, this is what we see in here. Those protesters protesting against ICE and whatnot. Okay, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Okay, "A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able." And this is what they want to bring martial law. All right. Okay, Trump the cruel law, that's what they want to do. The first starting with the elite. All right, this is what they bring. Military might to rule the people. Okay, and this is why they causing this chaos to happen. All right, and this is just the Lord heating up Jacob's trouble. Okay. Let's get another precept here. Let's see. This is 2nd Ezra again. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." Alright, Esau Edom is coming down with great wrath, alright, upon the people of the earth, because they want to set up their NWO, alright, okay, the New World Order, okay, to bring martial law, to bring the MOTB, that RFID, C-HIP, that potato chip. They want total control. And the reason why they're pushing now, they're pushing real hard, is because they know they have a short time. They know the kingdom is coming at an end. It almost, the time limit almost up. Alright. So that's why they're coming down a great wrath. Alright. Verse 69, "And they that consent unto them shall be trodden, shall be slack here, and they that consent unto them shall be hard in derision, and in reproach, and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection." And you see that's what the cruel Lord, that's what he was threatening, the Insurrection Act, and that's what he want to bring. Okay, martial law. Alright, that's what these devils want. That's why they're causing this chaos. Okay. I'll read it over. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai." And yeah, these things, alright, it's gonna come down upon us. too. But Lord's willing, the Lord protect us, in that time, Jacob's trouble. When things gonna get so bad, that the Lord gonna have to put his hand, his hand in, spiritual intervention gonna have to take place. The time gonna be real serious, Verse 71, they that be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear, O ye, my beloved, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, and I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for power is your guide. Alright, the elect's gonna be protected, in that time. Jacob's trouble. Alright, they're gonna be protected. Okay, the Lord gonna work spiritual intervention. That because that time gonna be a hellish time. Alright. Okay, gonna be a real serious time, it's so hellish that when the Lord gonna have to send his angels, to protect the elect. Some men, the Lord gonna give them spiritual power, because in that time Esau, he gonna be coming down with his AI robots, and whatnot, right? It's not only men, it's all those stuff. So the Lord gonna have to set up that standard. Alright. So let's get this in the Blue Letter Bible. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 5. It says, for thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we have heard a voice of the trembling, Slakia, for fear and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alright, that's how serious it's gonna be a fearful time. Alright, Jacob's trouble. Verse 7, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. The elect gonna be saved out of it. The elect out of the nation of Israel is gonna be saved out of it. Alright, the Lord gonna protect them in that time. Alright. Okay. So let's get this last precept here. This is Daniel chapter 12 and 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble. Alright, that time is Jacob's trouble. Okay, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Alright, the Lord gonna save his elect out, in that time, Jacob's trouble. Alright, and Lord's willing, we be protected in that time, be a part of that number. So things are heating up. Alright, and the Lord heating it up. This devil wanna bring, martial law. That's why he doing this. And we want these things to happen. Alright, because it's bringing the end closer. Alright. Okay, so look forward to these things, So I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, Wa Abad Babal.